Breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
Heroes are found in everyday Americans, like the brave sharpshooting plumber who received word from his daughter that the Baptist church down the street from their home was being shot up by a madman. Within minutes, Stephen Willeford pulled into the church parking lot just as the shooter was emerging. What Willeford did next was so astonishing that he's being applauded as a hero. However, his courageous acts have sent the left into a tailspin. Stephen Willeford, who attends a different church, was first alerted to the shooting at Sutherland First Baptist Church when his daughter called him, saying there was a man in body armor gunning down churchgoers during Sunday services. Upon hearing the news, he grabbed his gun and headed down to confront the gunman. According to eyewitnesses, the plumber took cover behind a car, and like a seasoned sniper, he aimed and shot the killer, later identified as Devin Kelly, between his body armor. The shot was the defining action that stopped the killer from getting very far in his escape plan. Willeford, with the coolness of a Special Forces team member, laid chase, determined not to let the killer get away. However, the 55-year-old Willeford has no military experience. He's a proud patriotic Texan, and that's all that was required for this brave man to grab his rifle and make that expert shot. An eyewitness interviewed by Ken's 5, related what he saw Willeford do. "Our neighbor, he's a very good guy, a very big Christian, he's the nicest man on the planet, he'll do anything for anyone around here. We've known him for years. He's childhood friends with my dad. He came with his gun, and he took cover behind a car, and he shot the guy. I'm not sure if it was inside the church or the guy was coming out, but if it wasn't for him, the guy wouldn't have stopped. And then, that's when the guy got in his vehicle and drove off, and our friend shot through the window at him, trying to get him again, and then, he apparently crashed down the road." The eyewitness and neighbor added, "If it wasn't for our friend, there might have been more lives lost." Indeed, the killer had many more targets outside the church, but Willeford stopped him. Breitbart reported, local law enforcement officials reported that the gunman dropped his weapon after being shot at by the local citizen, that is Willeford, whose name has not been officially confirmed. The report goes on, according to numerous media reports, Willeford flagged down local Johnny Langendorf, and the two pursued Kelly and Langendorf's truck until Kelly drove off the road. He was found dead in his vehicle, though it is not yet clear whether he took his own life or had been wounded earlier by Willeford. Langendorf, the other hero identified for laying chase to the killer, recalled, "The neighbor, Willeford, with the rifle came to my truck and he opened my door and said, he shot up the church, and got in." Langendorf continued, "He, Willeford, said, chase him, so that's what I did. I just chased him," according to Good Morning America on Monday. It seemed everybody had headed up to the church. "I'm not sure if anybody really realized that he had left and gone that direction," Langendorf added. After the killer lost control of his vehicle, Willeford jumped out of Langendorf's truck and pointed his rifle at the killer until police arrived on the scene. Stephen Willeford is keeping a low profile, and there's no doubt that he sees his heroic actions as just doing his duty, as a man coming to aid his fellow neighbors. He's a dad who heard his daughter's panicked voice, and like all good fathers, he rushed into a firefight, willing to lay down his life. This flies in the face of the rhetoric we are hearing from the mainstream media as the left is undeniably in a tailspin, unable to capitalize on this tragedy to push their gun control agenda. It's hard to use this mass shooting to strip the Second Amendment rights of Americans when it was that right, exercised by a good guy with a gun, that saved lives, just like 2A supporters have said countless times. These are the stories that get us through these dark times. As the leftists continue to hammer those of us who cherish our Second Amendment rights, we think of the brave plumber who had a rifle, and we thank God that is our right. Every day, heroes walk among us, and we hope and pray that, if we are ever called upon to rush into danger, like Stephen Willeford, we too will grab our weapons and answer that call. This is what makes us Americans. Evil men use guns, knives, trucks, and bombs to take lives. Good men use guns to save lives. Unfortunately, there will always be evil men, so let us thank God we have the right to carry weapons to stop them. Share the story and leave a comment by clicking one of the buttons below. Follow us on Facebook at Mad World News.